Today, some of the articles we're going to get into, especially one from Redfin, says that inflation is so much greater for Gen Zs and millennials over all the other generations. We're going to do a deep dive into that article and then do some supporting articles around it, why actually it is costing them the most. That and other articles, including interest rates today on Real Estate Daily. Hello, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage market. Now, before we start, we've been growing this channel. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button. We want to get as many subscribers as possible. We're going to give you the best 5 minutes here in real estate, as well as hit that like button. It really helps us out on the YouTube algorithm, and it really gets this channel pumped up. We are now, this month, we're going to go and we're hiring a few more people into our team, and hopefully we'll see a big jump in our numbers and our views. Let's jump right into it. So Redfin today, which obviously Redfin is a real estate company, they're wondering why we're seeing this separation between generations. So here is their headline. Millennial and Gen Z renters have personal inflation rates above 11% compared to 8.5% for typical American. So what's interesting is that we are at 8.5%. So I'm not 100% sure. This was published today, but maybe it's kind of backwards looking. But one of the issues is that the majority of other generations outside of Gen Zs and millennials are homeowners. And that's actually the point they're trying to make here. If you own a home, you are less affected by inflation. If you don't own a home, if you're a Gen Z or a millennial and you're renting, you are getting crushed. Now, we're going to see here in a minute the next article, but we're going to see why that inflation number is greater. The obvious, is that we're seeing rents getting moved up every single year, year over year. Now, I still say that the rental, overall nationwide rents are down because there's so much suppression, in certain cities like Los Angeles where landlords haven't been able to raise rents. So in major metropolitan areas where you have, agendas by the government where they're just trying to freeze rents to get literally votes, those are holding back. But we obviously know that the CPI number, the majority of CPI number is made up of rents and the housing market. So let's jump right into one of the articles here on CNBC. This was on, go ahead and hit the next one. This is actually Fox Business News Live, and they kind of go over the rent crisis rages on. Now, I've said it's been a crisis, but obviously the Fed doesn't think it's a crisis, in the respect that they don't really, even though it's the majority of their CPI number, they really don't even address it. And it's kind of ridiculous to even think that the number is even so low as it being literally under 6%, yet rents are over 12% by several different nationwide associations. So let's jump right into it and let's hear what Fox Business Live had to say.
Economist Art Lapper is here now. Art, I'm sure it's just as expensive these days in Nashville, where you are. What do you make of these sky-high rents?
Yeah, well, the difference between Nashville and these other places that you were talking about is we actually have very low unemployment. We have great employment levels. Wages are rising, and the affordability, even though the rents are higher, and they are a lot higher, people are not being evicted anything like they are in California, New York, Illinois, these types of awful places, Massachusetts, which have no growth and high taxes. They're the ones. But yeah, what do you expect? I mean, we have a housing market that's collapsing, so there's no new housing coming on stream. These people need places to live. They move into the homes there, and they have to rent their homes, and that's exactly what's happening. And that's why, Ashley, that's why we're not going to see a drop in inflation. This accounts for about 32% of the CPI is called shelter. Yeah. And that's this number that you're talking about, and this is rising across the nation.
Yep, I mean, and it hit the nail on the head right there. I mean, it says it all. Even though he's talking about new home builders and they're not building, and that's kind of where the recession, the housing recession is in that sector. We obviously know that just on the resale side, we're actually making sales, but he's making the point. There's just not enough homes for people. And that's actually what he's saying. And if that is the fact, it's supply and demand. There is not enough supply. There is not enough money that's the federal government is subsidizing for new home builders. And the demand is greater and it's pushing rents up. And so with that being said, we're going, he's predicting that we're not going to see a big, slowdown in the CPI number. I mean, if you really did what, the shelter, let's call it the shelter number, really would be in double digits. It wouldn't be 5.7 or 5.6. That's just a ridiculous number. It would be a lot higher. And we obviously know that, most Americans agree that the inflation number is significantly higher than 8.5%. They're feeling it on every single front, especially if you're. Let's go on to the next article here. CNBC today, it says jobless claims total is 232,000, the lowest level in 2 months. Again, the housing market is strong, and it's strong as hell. There is no ifs and not the housing market. I'm sorry, the unemployment, the employment market is just strong. There's no, looking back and saying, the whatever the Fed has done, raising it by 2.5% on their Fed fund rates. It's not making a difference, guys. You're not really slowing the economy down. The economy's at full bore. You're not destroying jobs. You keep listening to the word pain. When are we gonna feel pain? Americans feel pain because the government spent money and the Fed made money. That's the pain that the Americans are feeling. It's not the pain of you raising rates because the housing market is still strong except for the new home builds. The housing market's strong. The credit card, so people that have credit card balances, especially if they're opening new credit cards, they're the ones that are feeling pain. So when I look at what's happening here, who's really getting hit hard? It is the middle class and lower income people. They're the ones that have credit card balances. They're the ones that are renting. They're the ones that voted, in the last election and voting in the next election. They better make better decisions this time. Otherwise, they're just going to continue to see themselves, lose money and spend more money on just everyday products. Next article. Bank of America launches 0 down payment mortgages to help minorities buy first homes. Here's who can apply. Guys, this is just another dumb idea, okay? Let's go over why 2008 and 2009, actually from 2006 to 2010, why there was a housing crash. Why? Because 100% financing. If you can't put up any money, then you're just a glorified renter that's going into a house. Now, they're saying that it's for minorities. It's for, African Americans and Hispanics, right? I myself am out there, boots on the ground, Southern California. There is no doubt that the majority of buyers that I've put into homes in my entire life, way over 50% has been Hispanics. They are out there. They have money to put down on properties. They are buying up properties. They represent, in my eyes, the majority of homeowners, especially in the last 5 years. There is no question about it. So where are we really going to help people out here? Okay, that's the number one goal. I would rather subsidize, the government come in and do subsidies. If you give people 100% financing, your risk portfolio goes right through the roof. The second there's a hiccup, you're paying, first of all, 100% financing. So you have no skin in the game. Number one, right? Here's number one. Go ahead and put it on me directly. Number one, you have no skin in the game. Number two, you're a glorified renter, meaning if you have a hiccup, you have no loyalty to that house, period, right? No loyalty whatsoever to that house. Number three, you don't feel that you're actually worked hard to get to where you're at. This is today's Gen Zs. Oh, I want to go and get free, I want my student loans paid off. I want it for free. I want a house for free. I want this for free. I want that for free. And the second they go out in the real world and it's not free, it's like, F you. You promised me everything for free. That's what we're going through right now. Stop it. Okay? Stop it. It's stupid. It is dumb. This is what the Biden administration came out when he got into office. Back in 2021, 18 months ago. He promised these things and he never came through with them because he made a campaign promise that he didn't go through with. And now 2 years later or 18 months later, when again, here comes elections, it's all a sucker move to get votes. They bring this back again. Why didn't they bring it back, a year and a half ago? Why didn't they execute their plan? You know how many Americans of minorities would have if it was zero? And I would be not very happy with zero payment down then. But still, a lot of those people would have 20% equity. They can go refi, get into a regular loan, and then be grateful. But today, when the housing market is unstable and the Fed is trying to destroy jobs, why are you bringing this out right now? It makes zero sense except for votes. That's the only thing it's there for. And I guarantee you this crap will not go through. It will not go through. It just is something that's discussed and it's in the news and it's a bunch of beep. Beep. There we go. All right, that's my rant of today. Another garbage, federal government, idea that just isn't there to help the people, but to hurt them and keep the people that are in power continue to be in power. Next, and here is another. I laugh at this. Didn't we see an article, Emmy, a month ago? And the article was all about how California was fantastic, but Texas and Nevada and Arizona and Florida were the garbage places to live. Well, guess what real journalism does? It talks about why California is a dumpster fire. Okay? Let's go over it. Look at this. Okay? Key slices of expenses. We're the fifth in housing. Transportation, we cost the most to transport. Come on, our governor is a piece of beep. Okay? He raised the gas tax during COVID. Okay? He raised the gas tax during COVID. He has a surplus of taxes sitting there. He was one of the biggest bailouts by the federal government when Biden took over. And he's plush with cash and he doesn't know what to do with it. I'm not going to go out there and spitball what he's doing with it. He's wasting it. Let's just put it as a general ball of wax. So we're the highest in gas tax, transportation. We're the highest in necessities. We're the second most unemployed of jobs. We are healthcare. We're the 8th highest in healthcare. Guys, we are a dumpster fire. We are losing people. A lot of my clients that are selling their homes, they're going to other states. Who wants to live in this hole, right? I know. I don't have enough money to get the beeper itself. I have to have a human beeper. We are going at no costs here. No cost. Anyone can get a beeper. Only the best are going to get human beepers. There we go. All right, let's go on some real numbers. This is the conforming rates. Again, we're all flat across the board. A 30-year conventional is just slightly, it's really flat. The FHA actually went up slightly at 0.04. Jumbo has been flying all around. Even at 8 basis points, it's almost like it's done nothing. It's been literally going up 15 to 30 basis points up or down like a pendulum swinging. I remember a month ago when this was under 5, and that was the first time it hit 5 in years, and now it's just like, boom, going crazy. And then 15-year conforming, which very little people would ever even look at, it is up 0.3%, virtually nothing. Well, guys, thank you very much. I know I'm very opinionated sometimes, and I get on my high horse or soapbox, if you want to call it. But I'm definitely want to hear what you have to say out there and any of your opinion pieces. I definitely am excited to hear it. If it's something that you are passionate about, go ahead and write it below. I don't care if you agree with me or you call me a hole, but I'm cool with it. Guys, have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow.